Welcome to The Real Review, sponsored by Parametric and Lazy Ape Studios, where you get some of the latest happenings, real thoughts, and perspectives in the world of film and television. And this is our Coming Soon and News segment. This is where we cover all of the Coming Soon films releasing within the next few days or so and discuss some upcoming film news. Does that sound good, Matt?
Totally.
Totally. That sounds fabulous. Well, I'm glad to be here with you, Matt. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just, I've probably had 19 red vines.
I know. I made a wise or poor decision. I can't decide yet on bringing these red vines for us.
I know, a giant bag of red vines, and it's just sitting in front of me, and I keep eating them. I can't stop.
I'm like totally addicted to the LaCroix, and you're totally the Croix, and you're totally addicted to the red vines.
It could be anything, though. I think if it's just food in front of me, I eat it.
That's what you're saying. Any type of food. That could be dangerous.
It could be dangerous, yes.
Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. For those of you that are just tuning in and getting connected to us, we'd love to let you know about a couple places you can get more connected, which would be on all of our social media-ite places. And you can do that on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Real Review Media. We also have a Twitter and Instagram, which are both at Real Review Media. And as well, we have our website, realreviewmedia.com, and a newsletter on there. You can definitely get connected. And if you have any questions, thoughts, perspectives, maybe you do not like the red vines or you do like the red vines, you can let us know by emailing us at realreviewmedia@gmail.com. But I got to ask, who doesn't like red vines? I mean, what kind of person is that? Maybe there's a divide, though. Maybe there's like a Twizzler versus red vine world that I've just never been a part of.
That's, you know what? I don't think that should exist because...
Can't we all just be together?
Right.
We've got so many other things that we can be divisive about.
It's the same way that people are like, Android is better than Apple. Apple's better than Android. And I'm sitting here like, just let people like what they like. I don't know.
Yeah, but Apple is just so much. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I've had both. And I'd say back in the past, Apple was definitely better. But these days, I mean, seriously, who knows? They've grown a lot. Why are we talking about this, Matt?
I have no idea.
All right. Well,
okay.
With that all being said, why don't we get into some of our coming soon conversation here? So we're only going to be talking about really one film that's coming out this weekend, which is a doozy. And I don't necessarily mean that because it's like an amazing film, but it's The Fate of the Fast and the Furious.
It's just The Fate of the Furious.
The Fate of the Furious. Sorry. Not The Fate of the Fast and the Furious. It's The Fate of the Furious. Yeah, but this I didn't realize this. This will tell you something about either my stupidity or just how stupid I didn't realize they were going to go with this. I didn't realize that they were doing F8 Fate. Like that ties in that I'm guessing that there's some guy that like, what are we going to call this movie? It's F8. And like, how about Fate? And that's probably where they got the name from.
But in the actual title, they don't use F8.
They do if you look, well, not in the actual title, but in all the promotional material, it says F8.
Right.
F8. So
as in
fate,
like
Fate. I think they're trying to push that hashtag, Matt. It's happening.
Yeah,
embrace it.
Embrace
the Fate.
Before they released it, they just released the name of the title, and they totally missed that opportunity for months before they started putting those posters out that have an F and an 8 in front of it.
They did. What was that It's like the Tom Cruise movie, The Day After Tomorrow. When they released it, prior to that, they were calling it something.
No, you're talking about
Day After Tomorrow.
The Edge of Tomorrow.
The Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat, and then they changed it halfway through.
Yeah, marketing fails.
Anyway, so this film is it's the 8th movie in the Fast and Furious series. It is about a mysterious woman that seduces Dom into the world of terrorism and betrayal of his closest friends and I guess family per the narrative of the movie, and the crew face trials that will test them as never before. So, Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on this? I mean, there's a same cast as we've seen kind of all the way through, with the addition of Charlize Theron coming in as Cypher.
Sure.
I don't know really what that means for the series. Any thoughts?
Fast and the Furious has been a franchise. For the first 4 movies, this has kind of been, some movies in that first 4 that have kind of been like, okay.
Yeah.
But these last 3, or I should say last 2, because we haven't seen this most recent one yet, but have been, 3, Fast 5, and then 6, and then 7.
Yep.
They've really hit their stride in terms of they know that they're not going to be breaking new ground on anything. They know they're not going to be winning awards for it, but they know how to have a good time, and they know how to create spectacle and just larger than life, in your face action And they know what they are, they know their identity, and they play to that extremely well.
Yeah, they went from being more of like a, I don't know, pop action sort of type movie with racing, like street racing type movies.
Point Break, but with cars.
Exactly. To more of an espionage type style. And that was really when I think the writing was taken over by this guy, Chris Morgan, who's the writer on Fast 5 and Fast and Furious 6, and then The Fate of the Furious, Fast and whatever. Yeah. So they've really become more of a distinct entity in the sense that they've got their own kind of feel, espionage type feel, which I've liked. I've only seen, I think, the first, the second, and the last one. I didn't think that the last one was bad. It wasn't great. It just kind of was very like, okay, but it was ridiculously over the top. And
Fast and Furious 7 is what you're talking about?
Yeah, Fast and Furious 7. Yeah, Furious 7.
Yeah.
Sorry. So he wrote Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, and then he's also the writer for this one.
Okay.
So I saw Furious 7, which is the one where they're in Dubai, part of it, right?
Yep.
And jumping out and that was crazy, and it was like fun, but it was crazy, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I'm expecting with this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a dumb fun movie. That's kind of what I'm feeling. The early reviews are in. That's kind of what people are saying it is. It falls right in line with those.
Yeah. And you look at the director of this one. I mean, the director of this one was the director for The Italian Job, which was a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
but
I like The Italian Job.
But he did Straight Outta Compton, which is more of a straight up drama.
Yep, it was good.
Type movie. And so this guy's got good acting chops. He's got decent, I would say with this film, decent drama, and he's got decent action. And so hopefully the combination of those two elements, it's F. Gary Gray.
Yeah, F. Gary Gray. He also did Law Abiding Citizen, which I enjoyed as a movie. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. There's some elements there. The only thing that bugs me is in the trailer, it's got this, this whole first 7 films has been, it's all about family. And then, Vin Diesel is like, I am Groot, I forget family. Like he's saying, he's like betrays everybody.
Right.
And yeah, I'm positive that somebody's holding something over his head,
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to just like up and...
But I think it's just such a tired
because in the last
story element.
The last movie, it was Michelle Rodriguez's character, right? Or is
she
that
actually,
the last two movies?
That was 2 movies ago. And she actually had amnesia.
She had amnesia, right?
Yeah.
So we've kind of seen that element already.
Right, and not even just saying, like, I feel like that's what happens in every episode of 24. It's like somebody's holding something over someone's head, so they got to do a bunch of ridiculous things that they wouldn't normally do, just for the sake of keeping everybody else safe, and it's a tired plot point.
Yeah, I'd say, okay, obviously we can't start breaking down how horrible the plot's going to be at this point, because it probably is not going to be a great, plot.
Well, we're not expecting it to be.
We're not expecting it to be, exactly, so there's no real reason to break down too much. I will say Charlize Theron's addition to this as the evil character Cypher doesn't really do anything for me. No. I don't really get what... I will say this, they released a second trailer recently that dropped that much more downplayed that whole element of her and, the family thing. And it was just much more straightforward of like, here's the action, here's the special effects, here's some really cool visuals. And I thought it was fine. I thought it was enjoyable. But when they did the trailer before that, which is like, Dom, we're family. You're going to betray family. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, why do I care about your made-up family?
The most recent trailer has The Rock jumping out of a Humvee to grab a torpedo.
Oh, that's hilarious.
To slide at another car.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. But like, that's what I want. I don't want... Oh my gosh, Dom, we're family. Why can't we be family? Like, that's not what I don't want family drama in a Fast and Furious movie. I just want stupid, silly action. I thought it was really cool how they did the thing where she's controlling all the
remote
cars.
Right? That was awesome.
And it's like raining cars and stuff. I thought that was really clever and kind of cool and also kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they've talked about how the government can even do that now. Conspiracy theories. But yeah, so on a scale of maybe 1 to 10 excitement level, what do you...
8.
You're at 8?
Yeah.
Wow, you're super
Doesn't
excited.
necessarily mean how good the movie is going to be, but I'm excited to see it because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen a movie that I could, successfully shut my brain off and just enjoy for the spectacle of it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So for me, I would usually say a 3 or 4 because these movies like don't really do anything for me. But considering how overall not great this first quarter of the year has been for film releases, I'm actually putting this one closer to a 5.
Okay, so you're like, this year's kind of been meh.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very meh year, so I'm giving this a little bit more of like a, I'll add a little excitement because maybe something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where my fan perspective takes over, and I'm like, yeah, let's just see some blow up.
Because family.
Yeah, because family.
Awesome.
Exactly.
So we had a couple news items as well, Matt, that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So what are those?
This morning, woke up very pleasantly to the
birds chirping?
new. Actually, there's this rooster down the street.
Really?
I think there's like a little farm that the high school down the road has, and it
What?
actually I'm like,
I know that. So don't even get me started on roosters. I've had so many bad experiences. I know this sounds
my
ridiculous. I've done a lot. We've talked about this a lot, traveling, especially like areas in Africa and things like that. And you always look at that story of like the rooster where it's like the sun's coming up and the rooster's like, "Burr, burr, burr." Roosters don't have an eternal time.
Mm-mm.
They will just rooster all the live long day. I
Yeah.
mean, it could be like 2 a.m. and they're going to be like, "Burr, burr, burr, burr,"
Yeah.
and you're just, shut up, rooster. Nobody cares. Yeah. So,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I don't like roosters. So I
It's
feel
ridiculous.
your pain.
Anyway, so I woke up this morning to the new Thor, the very first Thor Ragnarok
Yes.
trailer. I think they're calling it a teaser trailer, but because under 2 minutes, I think that's the criteria.
Which it has a lot of content for a teaser.
It does.
It shows you quite a bit. But, yeah.
I really like this.
Mhm.
I thought it was really good.
Yes.
Okay, so my history with Thor is I liked the first Thor all right. I didn't think it was great.
Right. That was kind of
The second Thor was lesser for
right.
me.
Yeah.
Didn't like it as much. This third one, I'm more excited about the possibility, and I think it has to do with what I'm seeing in this trailer for the most part. One, we have Cate Blanchett,
Mm-hmm.
who looks absolutely menacing.
She looks amazing.
Yes,
as Hela.
she's yeah,
She looks hella good.
exactly. I was gonna go there, but yeah, she looks.
I got there first.
She
Yes.
looks totally amazing, totally menacing, and she, like the very first scene is like, or not first scene, it's like the first scene with her in it. Thor throws a hammer, she grabs it, and the hammer just shatters.
I know, which is so epic.
And you're like, what?
When you've seen the hammer
You're
being
like,
used,
are
and
you
so strong.
kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, he's knocked out giant space aliens with
I know.
that thing. Like things that are like 10 times his size and just knocked them down with it.
It lands on other planets.
I
like
know.
it hits a planet and it doesn't break. You know?
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Anyway, so to see that, it was pretty intense. I'm not sure how I feel about Jeff Goldblum just yet. He was in it for like one scene.
That was my one kind of weird moment with the
Right.
trailer.
It was like one scene with maybe 4 words of dialogue. So I
Yeah.
can't really judge it yet.
He stood out like a sore thumb to me. He
Really?
just really jumped on, and not in a good way necessarily. I mean, everything felt very standard.
Like chaos, like it's like chaos and you know
chaos and dinosaurs.
dinosaurs and dino
yeah.
DNA. Yeah.
He has such a distinct style and
Yeah.
voice that I don't know how well that fits within the Marvel type universe and the cinematic universe, especially with Thor, which has had some humor to it. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Like they've done some humorous type things. I mean, the whole Thor out of water thing, experiencing like, when he comes to Earth in the
Right.
first film, and he's like, "Give me more of this."
I know the coffee.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
like, I'll have another.
Yeah. I mean, there's some elements that are definitely played with the Thor story, and Marvel in general always does work in humor, but they've never made fun of, at least in my knowledge, like a character in and of itself. Like a character of itself has never been like, maybe in Guardians, I guess you could say that, but I'm like, there's no character that I know of that's like, this character is just here to be stupid and funny,
Right.
you know? So this is kind of maybe a new one for them.
We'll see.
But I don't know if they're trying to make him funny even. They might be trying to go serious with him.
I'm trying to think. He's like the Grand Master or something like that. He's like the guy who's in charge of the arena,
Yeah.
I think.
What he does so
Like
well
the
to
master
me,
of ceremony. I can't remember.
he's perfect in a scenario where you need somebody that kind of stands out, that sticks out like a sore thumb because he's just got such an awkward.
Right.
He's like Christopher Walken. He's like, whoa, this.
Yeah.
You know, he just stands out. He's got a very distinct style. So he just stands out very oddly in this role because I would never picture him as like an emperor of anything.
We'll see.
But you know, yes, yeah. I mean, we'll see. There's probably a
Yeah.
whole story to him. They're gonna flesh out. Maybe there's a reason for why, you know, all that exists the way it does.
Yeah.
They're not stupid at Marvel.
No. Feige
No.
knows, like, he's got good control of his ship over there.
Some of the things I do like is one, I thought the stuff with Hulk was hilarious. I thought that was funny. When we got to
That's the
see him.
best line.
Yeah, that was super funny. Yeah.
He's like, he's like, I know this guy. He's a friend from work.
Which, you know, that's not going to turn out well for him. But
I know.
I thought that was great. I liked Hela. I thought she was awesome. I liked the inclusion of what it feels like they're kind of expanding the Thor and not just Thor, but the Marvel universe.
Literally.
I mean, we've seen it with Guardians where they've gone to other planets and stuff, but most of the other Marvel type films have all been very grounded on Earth.
Yeah.
And I think with the upcoming craziness is going to be happening with the Infinity War, it was good that they started reaching out more into different planets and different galaxies. I look, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange is going to be in this. So it's like, it looks like they're taking like a natural good step towards the next iteration of sort of the series in the next stage 3 where they're going. I'm cautioned and warned myself about the whole like forced narrative because I don't want them to feel like they have to go somewhere just so they can set up a future thing.
I think you're just feel burned by Civil War.
Yeah, that was more Civil War, and I'll say that I didn't feel that in this film. It didn't feel like they were trying to force anything to just make it there so it can be there for Infinity War.
Right.
So yeah.
No, so I thought it was a great little thing there.
Yeah, go watch it. I think a lot of people. I think it'll get a lot of thumbs up.
The other piece of news that I wanted to bring up, and this kind of came out last week, is the news dropped actually several months ago, but there's a little interview with Jason Statham about a movie he's working on with Jon Turteltaub, who did like National Treasure and The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which aren't like great movies, but they're kind of like big like adventure type movies, probably more on the family friendly side. So it makes me interested in how he's going to do this. They're doing a movie called Meg, which is short for Megalodon.
Yes.
As in the giant like prehistoric shark.
Yes, the fly, like the poster, the promo poster they have for this on IMDb right now is literally like you see a little bit of a surfer and then a giant shark face in the water. It's like, okay, I think I know what you're going for there.
So like the first thing I heard about this, because the synopsis is, after an attack forces him to abandon half his crew, Jonas Taylor claims the attack was caused by a 70-foot shark and must confront his fears to save those trapped in a sunken submersible. Could the Megalodon still be alive? Now, this is based off of a book, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I'm not really sure.
A book that was based off all the sci-fi movies. I mean, we had Sharknado 8.
Yeah, or just like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Which was the best of all of them. I think that's the one where you actually got to see the shark fly into the sky and eat the
grab an airplane.
You grab an airplane. That was like the best part of the whole thing.
Like the kid looks out the window and like screams or whatever it is, and the shark's like.
Yeah, my favorite one. I don't know which one it was, but it was the one where I think they were on the cruise liner, and there's a shot where literally it's like stock footage of a shark, and they green screened a guy on a Sea-Doo, and you just see him like float into the shark's mouth and like dissolve him. It just didn't even make any sense. Like the whole movie, that was like my favorite. I mean,
oh my gosh.
I like those movies though because they're so horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this guy, I will say, he did I like National Treasure a lot.
Yeah.
I saw the kid. I thought the kid was good. I didn't see Sorcerer's Apprentice. One of the reasons why I like National Treasure is because it took it serious, but not too serious. There was a bit of humor there, and it was obviously like, okay, this is a little silly idea, but it was fun. It was like a fun, accessible movie. I don't know how they'll do this because we've talked about this in the past. There's been a ton of movies that I would think, okay, this should be more of like a tongue-in-cheek, silly, stupid, vampire, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and, Cowboys vs. Aliens. Like, those are movies that you would think these are comedies.
Yeah.
There should be stupid, funny, and then they go super serious with them. So I'm concerned they're going to go super serious with this.
We'll see, because I think... Yeah, we'll see. Because this is what, I don't know. This is what I was talking about. They interviewed Jason Statham, and he said this movie is going to be like Jaws meets Jurassic Park, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't. I don't know.
The dinosaurs
coming from Jason Statham,
get out of the water. Start seeking people. I don't know.
As long as I kind of feel like they could be going for a fun route, but at the same time, I don't want to. I want to be scared of like. I love Jaws.
Mm-hmm.
I love shark movies in general, kind of more admittedly on the guilty pleasure side. I enjoyed Deep Blue Sea for what it was.
Yeah.
And that's it for really liking. I did like The Shallows, actually, more than most people.
Yeah.
And anytime there's a shark movie or like a giant monster or anything like that.
Shark monster movies.
Yeah, I just like creature, monster, like anything that could be like that, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it makes me excited to see. I'm gonna see this movie. It doesn't matter. A giant shark. I'm there. I'm there as soon as I possibly can. But
I want to see it, sir.
I want to see it taken seriously too.
Yeah.
I want to see it taken seriously to where it's like to where I feel threatened by the shark. Like
Deep Blue Sea serious or even more serious than that? Because that was not, I don't know if you saw that one. That was kind of serious.
That's what I was saying. It's kind of guilty pleasure because it was kind of corny at times, but I did like Deep Blue Sea.
Okay.
I I always think of Sam Jackson
Yeah.
giving a speech. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously like what?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
silly, funny, crazy. I mean, the kitchen scene with
Yeah.
the LL Cool J blowing up the,
Yeah.
did he blow it up? I forget exactly what happened.
Yeah,
there.
he blew it up.
I thought he blew it up. Yeah.
But I would like something like that.
Yeah.
Something in that vein, I'd be totally down with. I just don't see it being like Jaws or Jurassic Park without being more serious.
Yeah, those are both.
Those
I mean,
are
they're
both pretty serious movies.
Suspenseful, horrific
thriller,
type films,
yeah.
but they're more thriller with dramatic elements. You
Yeah.
know, they both had deeper themes and deeper ideas somewhat. I
Yeah.
mean, man versus nature in both of them. So I don't know. We'll see. The cast is not looking like a
No.
Jaws or Jurassic Park casting. I
know.
mean, you got Ruby Rose, who's Jax, and I think you're mispronouncing Jason's name. It's Jason Statham. Jason Statham. Jason Statham. You got him,
Statham.
which I'm not. Some movies I love him in. Some movies I don't necessarily like him in. He's your absolutely like perfect, like if you just went straight up action type guy, like
Right.
that's what he's good for. I haven't seen him in anything.
Fate of the Furious, man.
Yeah, there you go.
He's coming up in that.
Rainn Wilson, who can be good, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in anything great. Really since probably Super.
Super.
I thought he was good in Super, but that was more of an indie type film. And so none of these other people I really recognize all that much. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be.
That just means they're expendable and they're going to get eaten by the megalodon.
Yeah.
So and that's the first thing. Whenever I watch a movie with my dad where there's like a monster attacking, it was like if the opening scene has a bunch of like people like all gathering together on a spaceship or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I lean over at my dad. I'm like, oh, a lot of people are going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of cannon fodder. In
Yeah.
here for, well, not shark fodder, I guess. For chumming
Right,
the water.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's really all that I have for
Okay.
Meg.
Awesome. Well, then that is going to wrap things up here for our coming soon and news talk. And we would obviously love to connect with you guys. As we mentioned in the beginning, we've got a couple places you can do that. You can definitely check us out on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Real Review Media. We've also got our Instagram, Twitter accounts. You can follow us on there, which is at Real Review Media. As always, Real is spelled REEL. We've got our website, which is realreviewmedia.com with the newsletter on there. And we're always posting stuff on all of those sites, constantly putting new updates and trailers and things like that. So definitely get connected on there. And then, maybe you're excited for Meg. Maybe you got some questions about some of the other films you got coming out. We would love to hear from you and get connected to you in email fashion, which you can do so at realreviewmedia@gmail.com.
Or you can page us.
You can page us. You have a pager, Matt?
No. But try paging us, guys.
I'm not giving, well, you'd have to give out our pager number.
Oh yeah, it's 555 Real Review Media.
There you go. Real Review Media. We got the pager. We have the last pager in the world.
Yep.
There you go. Awesome. So then anything else, Matt, for us here?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, then it's been real.
It's been real.